Right, and good evening, everyone. It's Ozzy back again for the Army Cycling eRace Series Winter 25 edition. Today we are on race 5, and we are in New York today. I hope everyone's doing well. By all means, if you are in the chat, say hello. Let us know if you're racing or if you're just watching. Yep, be great to hear from you. So, yeah, like I said, today we're on in New York for the LaGuardia loop. So we're going for a crit style race today. Depending on the depending on what category, as always, you know, depends on the length of the race. For today, though, we're going to be watching the D's and E's today. So they're both doing 8 laps each. But that's going to be who we're watching today. We did some B and C action the last time we were here. So yep, I thought this time we'll go and watch the the D's and E's. So yeah, I hope everyone's all right. Like I said, please by all means jump in chat, say hello if you're there, and let us know how you're getting on. As we're going to start off soon, who's going off first? We're going to have the D's off shortly, which on the screen that you're watching right now will be the ones on the right. Once we are good to go, we'll yeah, we'll get this show started. Hope you're all well though. If you are watching, I know we've missed one race due to me being away, and then we missed another one because of the inter-services that was on Wednesday, so I thought we'd give everyone's legs a break. Hopefully official results should be out soon. I believe though the men's, at least men's category, they came second. The women's though, there's a few little confusions because of the event didn't go to plan, so I think they might be doing another race for that one, but once we get some more information, we'll let you know regarding the inter-services. But well done to both men and women's categories, the men and women's team for taking part. From what I saw, it was some good riding from everyone. So yeah, right. Let's try and get the D category on the screen. Hopefully, things will be going well today. Some riders still not showing yet. Hopefully once we start we'll be good to go though. So yeah, like I said, LaGuardia loop, it's relatively a flat course with a few little punchy parts to it, but for the most part it is fairly flat, he says. And yeah, off we go then with the D's. For some reason some of the riders are not appearing on screen. Hopefully that's just something that's going to sort itself out soon. We had a few last-minute technical glitches. Everything was working about an hour ago until my 5-year-old decided to start hitting keyboards. So I've been trying to fix the problem for the last 30 minutes. Yeah, because there are riders that are not appearing at the moment. But hopefully that will sort itself out soon and we can get to watch some riding. But as you can see, we've got a group that's already started to push off quite hard from the start there. Yep. You can see that there are riders there because of the shadows that they're creating. So there are shadows. And the E's are off as well. If we move over. Oh, where are we? There we go. E category have started as well. Craig Whitehouse pushing quite hard to start with. Really trying to make a gap early. I'm not too sure what the plan is there, but... Hi, Harry. I'm not playing. I'm commentating tonight. Yeah, mate.
Wow! Wow! There's one. There's one, two pieces.
There is a lot of screens, isn't there?
Yeah.
So yeah, Craig Whitehouse anyway starting quite strong. I think he's realised that maybe he needs to wait for some other riders to join him. So we've got Neil Hill back there coming in, and then we've got a few more riders behind already, and we already seem to have a kind of a group already gone off. Hopefully though, the likes of M. Ramsey, Mike Smith, Andy Bolton and a few others will actually join on. The group will be able to catch on to the group at least, hopefully anyway. So there is a sprint banner on this race, on this lap as well. Hopefully you'll get to see the riders contend for us. Fastest through for tonight for the sprint competition. And they'll get a chance to do it every lap. So every 8 laps they'll get a chance to do it and that. So hopefully we'll get to see potentially these riders go. And we've got already there Craig Whitehouse already pushing over the little climb that we have before the descent down. So yeah, and we'll see what happens here then. Already 5 seconds from them leading 2 on lap 1. Now that could be smart, or it could be they could suffer for it really early on, but we'll see what happens there. 6 seconds, 5 seconds there between Craig Whitehouse and Neil Herbert. Harry, watch your head, mate. We'll see Swan, Grizz out there. And off we go, down we go. So they're cutting through the sprint now. Craig, 2 watts per kilo. Not sure if they're tracking that they can get the fastest time through on this time round. Maybe they're saving their legs, but as you can see, their C-Swan has started to push some numbers, grid it out as well. Potentially, and they may, if they carry that speed through, they may be able to latch onto the other riders. At the moment, I'm trying to wait for the D category riders to start showing properly, because at the moment there are invisible avatars on my screen, which is very frustrating. But
300%, I'm 100%.
yeah, as fast as you can. That's right.
And then,
Yes, mate.
the hell record these bikes. I love them.
You like the bikes, do you?
Yeah. Whoa, whoa.
So we'll move, see what we can get on the D categories anyway. Fortunately, there is quite a lot of riders, 38 riders, but can't see them all, which is actually extremely frustrating for this. But at least it looks like that we've got some riders that are latching back on. S. Williams, to name a few. Every time we click on a rider, the rest disappear. Jamie Baxter. To assume there is a nice pack here, but for some unknown reason, we are not getting all the riders. Let's see what we can do to maybe fix this. Let me try and find something. Bear with me, team. I am. Just looking at who we've got, riders wise. 90 riders tonight racing. So yeah, let us know. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately, but due to like the technical constraints and all that, trying to show all 5 races at the same time would be quite a difficult task. So we're just limiting ourselves just to 2 races, 2 categories today, as we've got 2 versions of the game running. So that's kind of like the intent anyway. Right, so we've got, anyway, we move back over to the first group we've got, then Grizz out, managed to latch on. C-Swan is kind of that in that middle ground at the moment. So yeah, see what happens with that. I'm probably going back round again for another lap or another blast at the sprint segment shortly. So I'm trying to do some fault finding whilst the race is going on to see why I can't get people on. So if I am going quiet, it's only due to yeah, me trying to figure out what's happening in the D category and why I can't watch them. By all means, if you are in chat, say hello. The version of the game is not loading as we wanted. It's unfortunate. Okay. Looks like we're going to have to limit ourselves to 1 version of the game, because one of them is not playing at all. Bear with me while I try and fix that. There we go. We've just seen a sprint push there from Neil Herbert, gone for that sprint Maybe he just saved his legs for that first time round and off he goes through it. Looks like though Craig Whitehouse has still got the best time. Looking at the board there. Right, let's find maybe this will work. Who we got in the other cat? Let's go infantry. Well, thanks, Rich. E-Price, I'm listening and tired. I don't know. Yeah, I'll see you actually in. Where are you? Where I am? I did see you somewhere. Yeah, you might be in the other category. See if we can find you. Let me just find. Oh, someone stop. Right, there we go. Right, so we're now in the D categories with all the numbers now. There we go, looking a little bit healthier. So we're going to have to limit ourselves, unfortunately, to one category. We're going to go with the Ds. You know, get that one off now. Working. So through that sprint banner anyway, everyone seems to be... Oh no, we've got a few fire socks there running through. And boom. There we go. So how many times are we through so far? 71 kilometers, 7.1 kilometers. We will have, I think, roughly about 15 kilometers to go for this category. So yeah, 23.7 kilometers is the overall each lap. So yeah, all good so far. So we've got roughly, how many we got in this lead group? About 16, 17 riders. Phil, Halliday, M. Whitaker, M. Dyer there, Nathan Dyer, Sam Miles. We've got a nice healthy group then within these Ds. Got a few of the Bs around, the infantry guys. You can see them with the rocking it with the yellow and black. Our Nathan Dyer on Armoured Corps. We've got Ryan Ridley there from the RLC. A few engineers there, and Whitaker supporting that Swift on there. Someone's giving a bit of encouragement to catch on. Let's see if we can catch on. There you go. Signals there, Rosie Coe. 13 seconds. There'll be a tall ask on her own. But maybe she's off, allows this small group of riders here. Grab on. She might get then a bit of a tow along with these, rather than solo riding it. We've got Robin now. And Thompson. Who else we got there? Styles. Rich Hopper. Recently promoted. Ibby Neville. And then we've got to say this group here, and then the lead group about 30 seconds in front of this lead group here. It's all looking really good so far for these lead group anyway. So about 16, 17 riders. A few riders that will probably use the opportunity now to go for that sprint segment. Got a few there, just pushing a few numbers. Now this is actually an opportunity, this climb here as well, is to try and actually break the pack. It's a cheeky little climb, but it's enough especially to hurt the legs after several laps. You might find that what riders choose to do up here is maybe do a little attack, especially on that final lap anyway as well. If someone wants to break, this is probably going to be a good opportunity to do it on this part of the course. To give you an idea of the standings as well, while we're watching the D's take on their next part. So regarding the actual overall standings, currently the Royal Signals are leading, of AMS second, Infantry third. AMS have come out strong this year, this season, the series. I've brought a good, a lot of riders, which has definitely helped their calls. There you go. And what tends to happen is they're kind of like this yo-yo effect now. Some of the riders at the front will ease off, and the other riders will then kind of like get themselves back on, have another recovery. See, there's a few different power-ups being dropped as well. You've got the aero and the draft for this one. Aero gives them a kind of like makes them faster essentially, and whereas the draft, the van, gives them that kind of it basically means that they can hang back further and they get more of the draft effect from the riders in front. Give me a second while I try and get a view of how the other categories are doing. For those that are riding, I'll give you a bit of a rundown at least anyway, how things are looking on the other categories. Find the race. 6-3. So only 3 riders actually in the A categories today, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders in the B category. So they're probably all keeping together. In the C's, it's quite a large group, but we've got Danny Metcalf, Marcus Mason, Tim Harrison, Dino Neville, Tom Dobson, Mark Phillips, Dan Collins. Actually, for a large part, Adam Avey, Stu Baxter, Phil Cox, Matthew Davis, and then there's about another 20 seconds then between them and the group of Andy Frackery, Jake Goldsworth, D. Evans, and Rich Frack. But there seems to be 2 large groups anyway with regards to that. And then, like we said, with the Ds that we're currently watching, you've got Matt Wickers, S. Firminger, Adam All, Rob Hines, Anthony Morietti, and a few others as well. And then the E categories, Neil Herbert, Grizzit Out, and Craig Swan are the kind of lead element of that. Mark Smith, Wolf, Emma Price, a little bit further back with Charlotte Glass, Claire Hutton, a little bit further back with them. But yeah, some good turnout. So hopefully we've got the final race next week, which is the really hilly one. But depending on what category you're in, depends on how far on that course you're going to go. But it does go up to the Radio Com, which is always a fun circuit. So yeah, so far though, within the watch the pothole. Very good. So far though, everyone seems to be behaving themselves within the D categories. Hopefully, I say hopefully. Potentially we're going to see what we've got 13. So we're going to probably have 13, 17, 15. So we're coming up to 1, 2, 3, 4, lap 5 for these. And we've got so lap 5 with another 3 more laps to go. So potentially we might see something happening in regards to the riders making an attack and trying to distance themselves. Few riders there then drop in the aero. Oh, there is the feather power up as well today. Has that gone up ahead? One rider there really pushing. Oh, we lost that lead rider. Let's go to the front. Who's that? S. Firminger. Looks like he has tried to attack. He's eased off slightly though. It could have been a good opportunity there if he wanted to go solo for 3 more laps. And he's he's gone along quite nicely though, but there's that grouping behind him, and the speed of that group will collect anyway. We'll bring them back in, which they have. You can see there the opportunity if you carry enough speed over that top and then continue it on down through the banner, you can actually distance yourself quite nicely in that. So all it takes is going to be a couple of riders to potentially do that. I know the infantry are quite a well-oiled machine, so it'd be interesting to see if they decide to do anything of the like. So yeah, Rob saving legs, can't blame him. Riders are definitely, I'm going to say definitely, there's 3 watts per kilo there. I mean, it's a small little climb. Way done. Yeah, there we go. Been a while since the ACeRS has gone over to New York. I mean, we don't like intentionally avoid it. But this has always been a nice circuit for a crit course. I think just because of its kind of technical nature with the little ups and downs and the opportunities for riders to have a dig, make a break if they choose to do so. You see though, 3.63 watts per kilo. So riders are definitely for this category anyway, putting the work in. 160 beats per minute. So we've got some high heart rates. No one looking like they're necessarily in the red, but I'm sure they're probably feeling like they're in the red anyway. Those that are in the other categories, please obviously jump in the chat, say hello, let us know how you're doing. So 1 more race to go. How confident are you feeling in regards to the series? Looking at how the Ds are working anyways in regards of the competition wise. So looking at the sprints then, so we've got Rich Parry, Carl Proctor, Matthew Norton, Jim Cowson, Anthony Moretti and Gordon Broomfield, them kind of top 6 riders within the sprint category. Looking at the overall standings though, let's have a look at what we got regarding the points league then. So we've got Rich Parry, Jim Colson, Carl Proctor, Danny Metcalf. I'm sure I saw Danny up in a different group today. So Gordon Broomfield, again, a rider I've noticed in there. Anthony Moretti, Nathan Dyer are in that group. A Bolton managed to get the fastest time so far in this. group. So again, dropping them feathers. Let's see what happens at the front. Oh, done it again. There you go. So we have one rider there, Simon Paladine, pushing hard. Putting a good, trying to put their representative's time in. Well, that was enough. We'll find out. Regarding the GC competition, so general classification, Rich Parry, Jim Colson, Danny Metcalf, again, another rider that looks like has gone up, Carl Proctor, so Anthony Morietti, one of the riders to look out for regarding the competition. You can see their size just eased off slightly, but we do have a rider that seems to have pushing themselves a little bit over again, Simon Forminger. Apologies if I am brutalising your surname. Right. Good to see though, got a healthy number of riders, almost 90 riders for this race today. Good to see. It's a good opportunity for riders to do a bit of, I suppose, pre-season training, if you want to call it, before hitting the roads for the Arm Cycling Road Race series. For those that are just like to be indoors, it gives them an opportunity as well to enjoy some fun racing against their fellow armed forces members. We do open this event up to Carl Proctor. Sadly, no GC for me today. Delayed train home, so looking for sprint points only. It's a shame to hear, Carl. It's a shame. I was looking for you. I couldn't see you. But sprint competition for you does look possible. Where are we at with the sprint again? I just read them out, didn't I? My brain, I can see where we are. Yeah, you're second at the moment. I'm just trying to think. Do we have any sprint? I can't remember if we've got any sprints for the final race, unfortunately, though. But still. Good thing for riders at race, the sprint competition. Haha, c'est la vie. Yeah. For those that do the sprint competition, if you do promote, you still keep your time. You just then get classified against other riders in that new category. So if you do find yourself getting promoted, your sprint time does then get, or your KQOM time does get compared against the likes as well. Third, I think. Yeah, second or third, I think. Second, looking according to my standings as of Friday. With the GC, it's slightly different because of how we have different lengths and that depending on the riders. If riders do get upgraded, what it means is we take an average of each race of that new category the rider is, and that rider gets them average times. We feel like it's the only way we can really manage it, because like I said, we change the length depending on the kind of categories, try and adapt to everyone's needs and trying to make the race as fun for everyone as possible. Because obviously, I can imagine, D, E category riders may not necessarily want to ride the same length as the A category and B categories. However, the A and B categories will also like their own challenge. So that's what we're trying to achieve now with this series, is by varying the length depending on the ability of the categories to try and kind of accommodate that. But we still like to put a little bit of challenge in. So, for example, next week's race, even though then I think the D's and E's aren't going up to the radio top power, they will still be going up to the epic com. So they still have a climb, but they won't be going up to the radio tower. And for those that are actually A and B anyway, they go back down and they do a little bit further on as well. B category, I think, is the only one that actually finishes at the radio tower. The A's and B's have to then ride a little bit further. So we try to make it anyway. The point is we try and make everything a little bit more competitive so that riders are really challenging themselves. Yeah. There we go. We've got a few riders there. Again, who's that? An orange number for Mark Parry. Really carrying that through. 8 watts per kilo. Is he going to? He could. See an opportunity here. Speeds up. And he's eased off though. 2 watts per. So he's now taking it a little bit easier. But what you would like to hope for is maybe Sam there may try and jump on. No, he's also taking a little bit easier as well. again, another opportunity for riders to try and disappear. What are we on? We're on lap 18.7, so we're going to be lap 6. So we only got 2 more laps, or a lap and a bit, before this is all over for the Ds. Imagine a few riders may not want to leave it to the sprint, so they may want to try and push it on a little bit further. We'll see what happens. Regarding the women's competition as well, so what we've done for the women, because we didn't want, because of the variety of abilities amongst the women, and having one specific category for them didn't maybe necessarily seem fair, again for the same reasons regarding like A's to E category riders. We don't want them, for example, those that are maybe at the higher end having a less challenging race. Equally, we aren't making it a bit too challenging for the lower end. So what we decided to do for the A's, for the women's anyway, is that they're allowed to enter the category that they're categorized for within Swift. They race that category. What then happens when we do the results? They get pulled out of the open result. They get put into their own women's category results, and then what happens is the A category riders will get ranked first based off their time, B categories again based off their time, D category, and so on and so on. So that way then at least it challenges everyone, and I think that also gives obviously the women a chance to as well just ride amongst other riders and that, because we do find, because of the smaller numbers, riders may tend to find themselves on their own for a lot as well. And that's not just with the women, that's across all the different of the open category as well. We use what's called the Swift Racing score now as well. We've trialed that for this first series, and we've gone for the default score. And that Swift Racing score doesn't just take off the metric of your FTP and what Swift predicts your FTP is going to be. It will also take into the accounts of who you race with and stuff like that. So if you are racing well and you're winning races within that category, your Swift Racing score will start increasing, and then to the point where you will then get pushed up into a high category. And it would also go in the reverse order as well. So if you're racing and you're not racing, say so well, but you're at the bottom end of the category, your Swift Racing score may get lower as well. And it'll also compare it to other racers within that category as well, and their ability and stuff like that. So it takes off quite a lot of metric and stuff like that. What we did decide to do for this one, because we didn't want to overcomplicate things, and try and best guess on what we think what the category boundaries should be, we decided to keep it as a Swift default scoring system that they use across the other races that run on the community races and stuff. And then we from this series, then we'll have a look at the data, see what kind of what's looking like, and then we will adjust the category boundaries accordingly. So yeah, that's that blurb done. So where are we at? We are going to be coming into the end of the second to last lap for the D-Cats, I believe, 23.7. So this should be going up. So this could be, now we've got a lot of people doing dropping a lot of different power-ups, but you got one more lap to go at this point now, so we can see what riders might want to do. Some riders may want to go early or take this out further. What we've got after they get over here, we've only got 2 more Ks left to go. So is this going to be a chance for riders now to break away? It looks like everyone's really trying to hold on though. Oh, gone did that again. Gordon Broomfield there. Some riders might be trying to save the legs. We've got Al Ali there. Got Al Ort. He's gone really hard there. Try to get a good score. I'm not sure how that's come in. No, but he's right off again. So Sam being a veteran Swifter, thought maybe he can use this as a launch pad. And again, though, he's eased off. Everyone seems to be marking each other here, so no one seems to be getting away. There is another climb around the other side of this that could potentially encourage riders to try and do the same and go early, and potentially then get away again. For those non-sprinters, that's probably what you want to be doing. If you are a sprinter, probably not what you want to do. But what even for a non-sprinter, it's a good tactic to try and go early and go hard if you can, at least for like a minute effort, for example, because that way you're going to be tiring the legs of the sprinters as well. So but some riders may decide that that's actually their best tactic, is to tire them legs out of the sprinters, and that's to give yourself the best opportunity if you can hold a good power for 1 minute. We've got a few riders now that's pushing front there. Oh, gone too far again. P. Riot, Matty Norton. Climb coming up though. What we will try and do once we've gone through this, we'll see how the other riders do, and we'll see if we can jump onto another category and see how they're finishing. So Miles there. Seen him put a little bit of a dig in. No, wrong person. There we go. Everyone watching each other, exactly that. So what Lamb Boy said there. Jason, he said exactly that. Everyone seems to be marking each other. One person goes, they try and yeah, everyone's marking each other. Sam's eased off now. Maybe he was hoping that that would have encouraged some other riders to go with him, or maybe that's his intent, is to try and get a few riders just to dig a little bit harder. But now he's sat at the back of the pack. He might be just now using the wheels now and trying a different tactic, trying to use the wheels and draft through them for that finish. You don't want to be at the front for that start of that sprint. You want to be round maybe the mid to the rear of the pack. Use the draft of the other bikes to help propel yourself to the front. There is tactics involved in this. It isn't just you riding. You're actually riding the draft of other bikes, and that, even though it might be the virtual world, they try and make it as obviously real as they can within. Jason seems to be trying to egg people on. So here we go. Haste before wisdom. You'll see there as well, there's a few riders that are just kind of like, seem like they're out of position. They're using maybe potentially swift plays and all that. The swift plays allows you to position yourself. You can go left and right within the pack within reason. You can't just bounce into people. They can't cause an accident, but it definitely stops you bouncing into riders. So yeah, right, got Simon Firminger there, leading the charge, it would seem. And he's everyone's probably enjoying him at the moment because he's helping them with that kind of draft there. But here we go. We're going to come up to this little climb now. This climb. We'll see what riders are going to do. Someone's dropped someone dropped early already. Someone's gone for the draft now. Someone's going to attack there. Who's that? Who's that that's gone to attack early? Rob Haynes there. Okay, and we've got Ryan Ridley on his wheel. So here we go. They're pushing. Is this too early though? Looks like we've got Nathan Dyer that's coming through as well. He's taking all the wheels. He's coming through. Is this it? Is this the early attack? He's gone over the brow of the hill now. This is it. Down we go to that sprint segment. He's Nathan Dyer is going. It looks like all the way there's big enough gap. He can probably win this one comfortably. And there we go. Nathan Dyer there in for the win. Well done to Nathan there. What we're going to try and do quickly is find another rider. Try and see if we can go over to the C category, see if we can catch anything with that. No, right, okay, Phil Cox. Here we go, right, straight on to the these here. What are we on? 26.3, or we could be just catching it in. I think we may have just caught the C's in for their finish. Eventually, I think we have. Phil Cox there, gone early. Again, it's that brow, it's that climb, it's that kicker. Phil has taken it though. He seems to be pushing him, but we've got Mark Phillips there right behind him. Mark Phillips is trying to catch onto his wheel. Is he going to make it? He's carrying on. Phil. Oh, this is impressive. This is 194 beats per minute. Jesus Christ, that is some heart rate. Is he going to carry on? Is Phil going to get the win? It's going to be close. Who's going to get it? Phil, carry on if he wants it. It looks like Phil got the win there for the C's. Well done to Phil there. Got that in good timing, didn't we? Right, let's see who we got on the B's, if we've got enough time, if we haven't missed anyone. though. Really well done there for Phil for the win there. There's a lot of Simon Howells. No. Nope. Jim B. I think we may have missed the bees. I think, yeah, it looks like we have. See if we can refresh the live. Bees. Oh no, we've still got some riders in. Let's see if we can find. Well done though, good riding, George Jones. No. Too many people with a knee. Oh, who are we watching now? See, we got Ross there. Oh no, looks like Ross has crossed the line, or the lap. Ross is just finishing off there. No, I think we have missed the B's and the A's. See what we got. Apologies again for the kind of technical glitches we had at the start there. Honestly, the nightmare I was having before we started. One of my kids has done something. Figuring out what that is though is right, okay. Oh. How just riders that are finished now, I believe. Base layer there. It looks like, yeah, we've got riders that have now finished up. So yeah, it looks like all the races almost. I think let's just try one more ride up. Let's see what we can find. Okay, what we got here? 21.4. So yeah, I've got some riders in. We've got Neil Herbert there. So this is going to be the E category. We did actually start with as well at the beginning of the race, but due to the technical ones, I made a choice. And here we go with the last lapper. Yep, seen that. Thank you. Got Neil Herbert there with Grizz It Out, it looks like. Grizzing it out. Or is that... No, that's Neil on his own, is it? So Rich looks like he's just enjoying the tow. So missed, unfortunately, when Neil decided to go. But then we've got Grizz It Out also on his own. Mark Smith on his own. And C Swat. So everyone really has kind of attacked. And then you got M Price there with Charlotte Glass working together. Teamwork makes the dream work. And my victory lap. But yeah, it looks like we've got Neil then for a solo win. Looking like 38 seconds anyway. Look at that. So yeah, quite good though. Alfie. Let's try and see what we've got positions wise. So we said anyway, D category, Nathan Dyer, Richard Parry, Jim Coulson, first, second and third. And then the C's we got, oh no, I said Phil Cox, but it wasn't Phil Cox, my apologies. There was actually a breakaway of three riders, Dan Collins, Steve Barham and Marcus Mason, first, second and third. So we got Phil there, but Phil was actually coming for fourth, and that is Neil showing off and flexing. And then we've got Grizzit out just coming over the top. So yeah, that's so apologies there for any confusion. I thought I was quite caught Phil for the finish, but I caught what he was finishing, but finishing for fourth. But still, that was a very impressive fourth finish, and it was nice to see between him and Mark there challenge it out at least for that finishing spot. And then, yeah, so Grizzit out coming over the line next. And then Mark Smith just getting himself over the climb as well. And they're looking at the other categories. The B category, George Jones, Mike Latchin and Simon Howe, first, second and third. A categories actually haven't finished yet. They all seem to be... doesn't make much sense. Oh, that's riding, but let's see if I can figure it out. Hopefully next week we'll have a bit more of a seamless stream, but we're probably looking at the other Mike Goff just putting his feet down because he's finished. So that must be the A categories also done. As you can see, though, the timing seems to be roughly right. Everyone seems to be finishing roughly the same time. So that to me at least suggests that got some things right. So here we go. We've got Emma Price and Charlotte Glass here. We'll catch these crossing the line and see how we do. Who's going to bring home this little battle that they've got going on here? So we got, is that Charlotte that's just gone over from Emma, taking that. Emma's using her feather power up just to try and give herself a little push over the climb. So Emma's now coming out the saddle there. We've got 173 beats per minute, 294, nearly 300 watts there, 4.4 watts per kilo. Charlotte is returning light now. Here we go, down we go, down we go. Who's going to take the victory for this little battle here? Emma Price is coming through. She's rolling through from Charlotte Glass, or is she just holding on? Charlotte has just held on there to win that little battle there between them. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, A categories was Mike Goff, Rick Kev Fowler, Rob McEwen and Jay Slear, first, second, third and fourth. B categories, we said there, George Jones, Mike Latchin, Simon Hart, first, second, third, and then Jim B, fourth. Ray, I can't get your surname, never can. And then Ross Gurney there as well. And then in the C categories, nice healthy bunch of riders. But the victor will be Dan Collins, it looks like, with Stevie B and Marcus Mason. D cats, we just said there, Nathan Dyer, Rich Parry and Jim Cousin, first, second and third. And then we saw there Neil Herbert taking that solo win. Grizzit out coming second. Oh, it's Craig Swan for... No, would it have been Craig Swan? I think so. Yep. And that's that. So, yep. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Apologies if for the quality of the stream and all that. Like I said, some real kind of last-minute dramas that caused a bit of a headache where I was having to pull wires out and trying to get things connected. At one point, my keyboard wasn't even working. So, yeah, it was a nightmarish 30 minutes considering an hour beforehand everything seemed to be working. So, yeah, the joys of kids, I suppose. Right, yes. So next week we are going to do the, what's it called again? Let me just bring it up. It'll be easy rather than me trying to make things off the top of my head. It's the mountain route. Thanks, Evan. No worries, Carl. No worries. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. So yeah, mountain route. So the A categories will do the full, A and B category do the full lap, which is going to be 29.6 kilometers, which includes going up the Epic Com and then the Radio Com, and then down we go. So there's 2 comms points there for the A's and B's. The C's get to go as far as the Radio Com. You're welcome. And then the D's and E's will be just going up to the Epic Com, 14 kilometers long. So yes, that is the next week's course. Hopefully, thank you for your understanding for that, for postponing the race. Like I said, largely it was just so that the inter-services would be able to be subscribed, as in riders will be able to race without having fatigue legs and all that kind of stuff. And we thought it just made a little bit more sense just to postpone it for another week. So yeah, hopefully that hasn't made too much of an impact, and that we still got some good numbers for next week, which I should be streaming glitch-free, ACeRS, touch wood, and yeah, all that magic. Look forward to the results. I'll get some kind of provisional results done in the next by the end of tonight, hopefully no later than tomorrow morning, and then official results will go out at the end of the week with the race passes for Monday. Yeah, I think that's all for me then. Yeah, enjoy your evening, enjoy your week, and I will hopefully catch you all next week. Catch you later.